Greetings, brothers and sisters. Greetings unto you all. Pray you all are doing well. This video heading is One World Becoming Two. One world becoming two worlds. Before I go any further, I want to give honor and praises to our Creator and just being, thankful, grateful. The feel of out here, I'm out here near the pool, is the wind is blowing, the sun is setting, and I wanted to do it this way so I could share this on my Facebook as well as my YouTube. But I want to talk a little bit about this because today I shared earlier about the lineup when you're chosen by our Creator to be before His people. When you are divinely set aside after birth, but before birth, according to what I understand, is all has to do with your lineup before conception. So the message was for those who are going through this, and you know that you have been chosen through a visitation, some type of spiritual alignment or a spiritual moment, through confirmation, manifestation, that you have been chosen. So in that lineup, even along with the 1-2 of the awakening, and they may not be at the forefront as of yet, or they may be following others who are on the forefront, that actually fits, that lineup as well, because so much of how the world is separating, according to some sources, ones have said that the world is actually one but becoming two different worlds, because two different type of people, ones that are awakened and ones who are still asleep. And it indicates as though ones who will not awake are that you will remain in the world that we currently live in. But as I see it, I could understand what this is from that perspective, is because our mindsets, our whole way of looking at life is different now. So that will separate us and put us in one world versus the world that currently of a lot of, fakery and, just deceitful. That's one world. That the world that the ones who awaken is moving away from that world, because in the sense of not tolerating deception, seeing deception for what it is a mile away. So unfortunately, in these timelines of world, when I've heard someone had explained it, they were speaking of like one earth, then there's a second earth, and one will emerge and go to the new earth, and those who still remain in that state of mind of not advancing or elevating, they will actually stay and remain in the world that we currently live in. So whether it's physically or where it is consciously, I see it from a conscious standpoint, how this is actually, coming to be, because I personally have experienced some situations over the past almost 2 months now of the separation of ones who still fast asleep versus ones who are waking up or have been awakened for a while and they're going around their wheel or a little bit further than others. That's the wind blowing. So I just wanted to share that for those who may be going through this, you may be going through it because you've been chosen and you know you've been chosen for a purpose. And those who are still asleep, they not saying they can't be chosen at a later time for a purpose, but right now, while this all unfolds, we got to remember true to who we are unto our Creator. And that means that there will be a separation. So I gave a testimony a while back, and I've shared it on Facebook as well recently, about how I was seeking our Creator for my family, my siblings, and my, family to wake up as I have, in the sense of I have one nephew who, he has awakened, and we probably was awakened about the same timeline. And at this point, I feel like, where he's at right now and where I'm at, we are at two different places, but we do know that we are the people that the Bible was written of, and we have went further than a lot of our family members have went. But in this lineup, as I see it now, is that when I had that spiritual supernatural moment that informed me to separate from my family, and it wasn't by something that I had a thought and then this occurred. No, I was praying. I was on my knees beside my bed praying for my family to wake up, because I felt so alone, for one, and I just visualizing and understanding to whatever degree was to come, and I wanted them to be in this mode, because when you know that what we have been told, and many things, basically so much, have been lies, when you wake up to know truth and you wake up to understand our Creator even the more, and still learning, of course, it's a moment in time that it's like as if you win the lottery with all the money in the world. I'm not comparing the Most High to money or this whole lineup, but it's like you're not going to be the same. You're going to be excited. It's going to be like a faucet has turned on, and you're understanding for knowledge, not knowledge so much in the sense of, and that could be a starting point of, the wickedness and of the lies, and removing the lies and replacing with truth, but more so how we connect with our Creator even the more. So I wanted to share this as what I would consider a part two to what I shared earlier, for the mere fact that a lot of people are experiencing this, and ones who maybe experience it on the other side, where they are pretty much vocal, or they showing their actions that the ones who saying they're awakened, and that what they're doing and the path that they're on, and how they're separated and how they are isolated and so forth, that and the other, is from that side of the lineup. Ones who are not awakened, they're pointing and saying, something is terribly wrong. You're not the same person that I remembered. You speaking crazy talk. You this, you that. And then the ones who awaken looking at them like, you sleep. You're not even, got this manifestation or revelation or confirmation that you are literally alive. And there's more to what the Bible speaks of this lineup of waiting on, Messiah, and you going to heaven. It's more to it If not, even it changed up the whole dynamics. You understand? So, of course, that means that you have one side saying this, the awakened, one side saying that, who's still asleep. And you're going to get into moments where it may be uncomfortable because, just certain things they going to bring to your attention. And you don't want to hear all of that because you don't want to hear it for the mere fact that they're still stuck in a sleep mode. And then they don't want to hear you because they are so stuck in a sleep mode. So that's what I get about there will be two worlds, or we are living in these two worlds already. So I just want to encourage you all to, consistently seek our Creator for truth and understanding, even when it doesn't make sense to you, or it may not make sense to them. And of course, we in our humanly flesh way, and we have different points of matter that we want to make, and then they have points of matter that they want to make. So when the Bible speaks that there will be a rift, there will be ones where they will not be on the same page, like speaking of mother-daughter, or mother-son, or son, father, or son, a father-daughter, or, relatives or cousins or sibling will not be on the same page. And fam, I'm seeing this more so, something that drastically or dramatically happened in my life almost 2 months ago. And I am seeing how the division of the separation and why one would want a separation. Back then when it was revealed to me to separate from my family, because again, it wasn't where I was thinking and I said, oh, I want to separate. No, I was on my knees praying, and a supernatural experience happened that led me to this armoire in my room, and my arm went over to the right side of it and pulled out an envelope without consciously, doing this. It was like supernatural. And when I pulled out the envelope, there were word cards. And the word cards in the envelope, I've, went through all of them until it got to the word that actually meant for me, that resonate with me, because I was on my knees praying for my family. And the word that actually manifest was separate. So even I could say, well, separate. I didn't seek the Father, our Creator, and say, well, Father, how long I must separate it from my family. And that was the timeline when COVID, this was like 2 years ago, fam. And just recent time that within the last year and a half, well, I wouldn't say year and a half, in the last year or so, I started going back around my family. But every time when I seem to go, it's a problem. It's a problem. Whether it be they say me, whether I say it's them, or it's one person or two, it is a problem. I must make it known that if you're experiencing this, you're not alone. We don't think alike. We don't see things from the same angle. We come from a place that wants to at the forefront, and you want to share because when they say stuff that different, better because of your lineup of research and studying and being before our Creator, then ones may get an attitude and get bothered and get in a certain situation. So I was looked upon just recently, I was told that, oh, you just keep repeating yourself. You try to get us to want to believe or whatever, and I must say, because of the anxiousness that I have surrounding wanting ones to wake up and understand what this is, because ones can say, well, we heard we the people of the book, but you can tell when that faucet is turned on. And so many of people are awaiting this Jesus Christ's storyline to come back for you to be saved, when in actuality it was speaking of the Israelites waking up and our Creator is going to deliver us from our enemies. So it goes deep. So again, ones tolerate ones just to tolerate in a lot of cases, right? But in the lineup, fam, according to the scriptures, is not going to get any better. Not only for my situation, but for all who was in. So I've heard testimonies of people saying, I had to separate from my family. I this, I that, they this, they that. And I didn't quite, thought on it in the manner that one day that I would be in this lineup. And I promise you, if any family member is listening to this, they're going to say, oh, she done went cuckoo crazy. But we are in different worlds. We are in different worlds, and we have to look at it from the angle that this is by divine order that what has occurred. We did not go looking for it. I didn't look to see, we the people. I just shared on my Facebook, and those who are familiar with Go Black to Africa, he just shared a video about on this on this cartoon about, it's a popular cartoon, not the Simpsons, but another cartoon that on the cartoon, this white character on there telling the black character that you are the Jews, the people who claim that to be Jews, and I'm paraphrasing, is really not the Jews. It came on TV. He just shared it today, fam. So if I get a chance, I'll link it to this video. But I'm like, go figure. This is a moment in time, because that's the start of us understanding that we are chosen by being the Aboriginals, by being the lineup of the ones to be the light, to be the salt to the earth, and we lost our way, and now Father waking us up, and we coming back to a place. But at the end of the day, it's so much. And I know that if this started 5 years ago, 6 years ago, about me in this lineup, that I had never had, a visitation, a manifestation, confirmation, a revelation from our Creator before, then I would be more like, well, is this real or is this not? But fam, my life started surrounding the Most High manifestation and visitation and so forth started when I was 8. I'm 57, about to be 58 years old. So I know that I am not making the things up that I experience. I'm not trying to be popular. If I was, I would be marketing my lineup about this, that, and the other to make money. And that's not even nowhere near my, lineup. It's not even about, making this, making that, exploiting what I know, what I've been shown. No, absolutely not. But this is the timeline, fam, that the separation is going to show even the more. And no matter what, we must continue to seek our Creator, because there's so much that ones can say, well, if you do this, then we'll tolerate you. Well, they basically want you to sit in a corner, be quiet, and just move by the beat of their drum. They're not the Almighty. So if Father have it to whereas Father did not give me in that timeline, because I didn't add this in for those who don't know, when I was on my knees praying beside the bed for my family, there was the door of my armoire open by itself. It was no one in the room with me. I knew it was supernatural. When I got up and I said immediately, Father, what do you want me to see? Because I've never really go into the armoire, because there's nothing but trinkets and little things that are in there and so forth, that and the other. And so immediately when I asked Father, what do you want me to see in it? My right arm went to within the armoire to the right side of it. And I didn't do that on my own. It was like, it was a force in the sense of a supernatural lineup. And there was an envelope to the right side. And when I pulled the envelope up, I opened the envelope, and then there were cards in it with names words on it, I'm sorry. And then I was just flipping through, and when I flipped through and got to separate it, because this meant that the separation was for me to separate from them, and I did not seek the Most High, even to this point that I must seek. Well, Father, how long was that separation was to be for, being that I didn't really see them for like 2 years to 3, but that lined up in this lineup of the COVID thing, you understand? But at the end of the day, now I see it more than ever, fam. And I'm not trying to bring hostility, because on that little card that I saw that had separate under the bottom, my eyes never was taken to the top of it, which was was hostility. And so now I'm understanding that, with me in the midst of them, and bringing forth whatever, and, trying to, like, if they were in the middle of the street and a car was coming, like, hey, a car is coming. It's like in that mode, it's bringing hostility. You understand? Do you hear me? Do you get me? So when you hear one say, I can't tolerate you, but really what they're saying, if I could tolerate you if you come and you just, we drink, we laugh it up, and we talk about the fake news, and we whatever, talk about all this, we good. Well, that was me back then. Now that I'm awakened, that's not me anymore. And how I was awakened, it wasn't by someone coming up to me on the street and saying, hey sis, do you know? No, I had a supernatural experience. 3 different things that happened within like 30 minutes that no man did it but our Creator. So for those who going through this, I want to encourage you, stay before the Most High. This is all new to me, even for me to feel led to come and share that we are in this space of the same space sharing, but we are in 2 different worlds. Whether one say that there will be another earth, and ones will go over to this new earth, and those will remain on this earth, I don't know all about that. But what I do know is that I see it more clearly. We are in 2 different worlds, and we must respect that. Respect them by letting them be. Unless the Most High giving you any leadway, and respecting and having them to whereas they respect. But in this lineup, the world that they're in, the ones who still sleep, they still want you to be in the lineup like, okay, well, I see you here. You need a place to stay. You need food. You need all these things. So mean to tell me what, you don't supposed to work, or you don't supposed to be where you self-sufficient, like be on your own and do all these things, because what are you going to do with all the knowledge you have? Like, if the knowledge you have, I'm supposed to sell it to people? No, that's not what the Most High have given me to do. But in their world, the sleep, the people who are still sleeping, they are literally still want to be in this lineup of everything, believing everything the White House is saying, believing whatever they see on the news. There was a situation that happened about a mother and a son that someone came to me and brought it to me and told me, well, this 14-year-old shot this guy because he hit his mother. And immediately I got turned off, because I'm like, look, that world that you want to get all emotional and bent out of shape, just recent of the submarine, submersible, all that, and lining it up, that how, whether one say, well, it wasn't fake, it was real. The whole thing is that the world that's still of, and people are part of, people who are awakened are removed to whatever degree from that world. And I have been removed, especially that I don't even, get into the lineup of the news. I don't even know what's going on until someone may bring it to my attention. I might not find out until days later. Hello. Hi. You doing okay? Huh? I see you doing okay? Okay. Yeah. It feels good out here. They say it was going to be a storm, but it looked like it's I don't know. I feel the wind.
Oh, yeah. They say it's going to be a storm.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, so see, I don't even know. I'm pretty sure they probably have it on the news. When I was out delivering with Amazon, they told me, they said that it will be a storm. So people would look at, even with me delivering with Amazon and doing all these things, like, oh girl, you were corporate 500 company, you worked for over 20, 30 years, you this, and then you had all your modeling and talent business, you working with celebrities, you working with this, you working with that, and mean to tell me you down to delivering. Well, this is what the Most High have me doing. And when I'm out and about, I'm meeting people, talking to them, sharing whatever, and so forth, that and the other. Even down to, there was a time that someone died when I was at the actually location, or either, I'm sorry, died minutes, or either in the timeline that I pulled up, and I was meant to be there. It was blocked where I could not leave until I was there with the family. So I'm on the Most High time. So if any of my family members or any friends listening, and you say, well, I knew her when, and I knew her how, just understand, the world that you knew me of, that world is falling, completely falling. And I've been pulled in this awakening to understand that, my focus is on our Creator. And even though we in the midst of still being a part of, because we walk and we breathe and we sleep and we eat in the same midst, we still need to understand and know that we are separated in so many ways, and it's only going to be manifest even greater. So that's all I have, fam. I love you all, and I pray that this help you, for those who are experiencing this. And just know you're not alone, and just know that, seek the Most High. You need assurance, reassurance about something that you're saying, Father, give me reassurance. Am I on the right track? There are times that I've asked the Most High, about my situation of living, with my daughter. Father, what shall I do? What I'm supposed to do? Da 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 da. And fam, either in that day or the next day, in an awakened vision, Father, show me the apartment building. Let me know I'm to be right here. And it's been shown to me, I want to say 5 or 10 times. So I'm not to leave here. No matter who want me gone, no matter who think I should be gone, I can't leave this place until Father says so. I want you all to get this and understand it. No different than it was when I was in my house. I could not leave until Father says so. No bills were paid in that lineup of that magnitude for 5 years, but I could not leave. Father worked it out in all that lineup. No one came knocking and asking me to walk out and leave. Not a soul. So be encouraged, family. Stay encouraged. Seek our Creator like never before. Understand why you have been awakened. Even if you understood at one point and you lost your way because of and for whatever reason, get back up. Cry out to our Creator. Because the lineup that you're idle, it could be a lineup we must understand that's the Most High's doing. If Father told you to do something, you didn't do it, that's a different story. But from what I understand about our Creator, Father tell you to do something, you didn't do it, you will know you didn't do it. Because you could be judged, or you will be dealt with a way that it will not lift up off of you until you do it. Hallelujah. Love you, fam. See you in the next video as the Most High give me leeway. Matando and Ghetto.